Did you hear that? This is fairy tale.
Not quite, darling, but soon. Very, very soon. Bella.
Yes?
Get a bottle of champagne sent to the room at once. And make sure that we are not disturbed for any reason.
All right, so that's not actually a classic black and white film. That's my co-host Jimmy Fallon. We filmed that right here on one of our sound stages. And as we make our way to the bottom of this hill here, take a look to your left. You'll see the first sound stage on our tour. This is stage 12 of the NBC's hit singing competition, The Voice.
Hi everybody, I'm Carson Daly from NBC's The Voice. I want to welcome you to the Universal Front Lot. Our show is filmed on stage 12. It happens to be the largest sound stage on the Universal lot. Take a look.
Chris, that's Jurassic World. Right there.
Pictured.
We're seeing Jurassic World. I love that part.
I mean, there's
And
Transformers.
this is what the inside of a
That's
sound
where the
stage
ride
looks like
is.
when it's completely empty. You'll notice that the walls are padded. This is called Insul Quilt. It's an insulation quilting, and it makes all of our sound stages about 98% soundproof. To account for that last little 2% of sound, we have little red lights next to
There's
our
Jurassic
smaller
World.
stage doors. These are called wigwag lights. When they start flashing, it means that they are actively filming inside. So everyone on the outside gets really, really quiet because production comes first out here.
Make sure
But guess what, guys? Today's a Saturday. There's nothing filming on our lot today, so we
It's
don't
only
have to
in
worry
my
about
face,
any of that.
Chris. Look.
These sound stages directly to our left here, 16 and 17, are home to Superstore starring America Ferrera and Ben Feldman. Inside these two sound stages, they have the entire front of house of the Cloud9 Superstore. It basically looks like a normal, average, big box store in there. It's a massive set, and they have so many intricate props that are on all of the shelves in there. It's so big and so expensive, in fact, that they don't move out in between seasons. They keep their set up in those sound stages because it's cheaper to just rent out those sound stages and keep it there than it would be to strike it and then set it all up again when they started filming in the fall. As you're around this corner here, take a look to your left. You'll see Soundstage 21. This is the second largest soundstage we have here on our lot. This is also home to Superstore right now. Before that, though, it was used for the Mindy Project starring Mindy Kaling. Stage 21 has a big pit in the bottom of it, which you can open up. We opened that pit up and filled it with water to shoot some of the test footage for the mechanical shark in Jaws. But you can also use it to add a little bit more depth to the soundstage as well. That's what they did for some great scenes in the original Jurassic Park film, as well as Evan Almighty. They also use this stage for the Grinch's Mountaintop Lair, for Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and as mission control for Apollo 13.
Realism was an essential element for Apollo 13. After all, we were recreating an important moment in American history, a moment that many Americans witnessed on television. We thought about filming in Houston, Texas, where the original control rooms of the Apollo missions still exist. Unfortunately, NASA's engineers didn't have filmmaking in mind when they built Mission Control. Since there was no room for the elaborate camera cranes and tracks we needed for the shots, we had to build our own Mission Control. Everything had to be exact, even down to the tiniest details.
These sound stages on the right-hand side, 43 and 44 behind my minion friends here, are used for The Good Place with Ted Danson and Kristen Bell. They're currently filming their 4th season out here on our lot. Before The Good Place moved in here, they were used for all 6 seasons of Parenthood and some scenes for Furious 7. And some Pacific friend Ted. He's hanging out here in front of some of our production bungalows. But back on the right, in front of stage 44, you see all these trailers here is for the cast and crew of The Good Place. And in front of that, you see this big old building here with all the loading docks. This is our Bud Westmore building. Now, sometimes when you make great contributions to the movie industry, you get buildings or streets named after you out here on our lots. That is exactly what Bud Westmore did. He was a very famous makeup artist. He worked on over 500 films in his career. You'd recognize his work from Creature from the Black Lagoon and The Munsters. And Aziz Mackenzie hosted Face Off, which was a movie makeup competition show on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Alfred Hitchcock's bungalows
At
here
these smaller
too.
buildings to our left are our production bungalows. These are offices for our producers and writers out here on the lot. But they used to be dressing rooms for stars like Doris Day, Rock Hudson, Jimmy Stewart, and Lucille Ball. See, back then, actors were contracted to a movie studio, not just for one film at a time. So they had a sort of home away from home for them out here on our lot. Kind of a mini apartment out here since they were frequently on the lot. Right now, Illumination Entertainment has their offices in here. They brought you the Despicable Me franchise and The Secret Life of Pets. But I do want to point out one bungalow here, 5195. You'll see the very familiar silhouette of Alfred Hitchcock next to the door, because that used to be his office out here on our lots. Right now it belongs to the De Laurentiis Company. And we have our two newer high-tech sound stages here, the first of which is officially dubbed the Will and Grace sound stage, because that's where they filmed the reboot of Will and Grace. These stages are also used for World of Dance with Jennifer Lopez and America's Got Talent, but their debut performance was in Hairspray Live. Good morning. Hairspray Live utilized both of those sound stages as well as areas in our Metropolitan sets. This is the only location we can actually use in order to film a live musical out here because it's so close to our Metropolitan sets. But because of the contract with World of Dance, we won't be having another one for a while. Right now we are entering our Metro sets here. Take a look to your left-hand side. This big street here is our New York Street. As it is called New York Street, I am going to kick it back over to my co-host for just a second because he is way more familiar with New York than I am, because that's where he hosts The Tonight Show.
Right where that mountain is.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there by an old woman, tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here.
Hey Eileen.
Hey, it's cool guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
Our Metropolitan sets reuses 1940s New York for Marvel's Captain America: The First Avenger, as well as the spin-off series Marvel's Agent Carter. These sets were New York in The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, and in Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. We are currently turning into our London Square section of our Metropolitan sets. Prior to 2008, this section of our set didn't actually exist. So when Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, wanted to film out here, they actually had to use our New York Street as a swinging 60s in London. It was a great example of filming out here on our lot because while it looks amazing and almost exactly like London, you guys can see the Hollywood Hills in the background. Yeah, guys, London has no mountains. Prime example of filming out here on our lot. The average moviegoer is not going to notice that, though, so they totally get away with it. They use these sets as Los Angeles in Transformers with Shia LaBeouf. There's this really awesome scene where he's running down the street with the Allspark and buildings are exploding all around him. And that was filmed right out here. Because you can't exactly go up to the city of Los Angeles, ask them to rent out one of their highly populated metropolitan streets, to then blow it up. So instead, they came out here to our Metropolitan sets, asked if they could do the same thing out here, but we also said no. So they actually built huge facades or false fronts in front of these buildings, and they blew those up instead, keeping our actual structures completely intact. They also utilize these sets as my hometown of Chicago for the Blues Brothers. Now these sets may look pretty sturdy. Looking around at them, they look like real buildings, but they're mostly made out of foam rubber, fiberglass, wood, and plastic. Not necessarily the same types of materials you would use to build an actual building. We have worked with some of the most amazing directors out here at Universal Studios, and right now I want to introduce you to one. This is the Academy Award-winning director, Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up an adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
Just a heads up, it is going to get a little bumpy up ahead, so please remain seated at all times.
My hand's hurting.
The Universal tram is winding its way through a very rough, narrow trail in Skull Island, allowing the visitors a little sneak peek at some of the wildlife on Skull Island.
I hate this thing.
In a sense, this is like a mini sequel, a mini continuation. We are just taking the Kong and Skull Island and the dinosaurs that we established in our feature film. And this is, another day, another incident on Skull Island, using the creatures and the character and personality of Kong as he appeared in the movie.
Really, not yet. I hate this ride.
Please remain seated. Hold on to all of your personal belongings and refrain from using flash photography. We are about to return to Skull Island.
I have to stop. Good God, I hate this ride.
Okay, glasses on, everybody. We're back in Skull Island.
No. I gotta pull that, please. My stomach hurts.
Don't look at me. I'm not the one that chose the studio tour. You guys.
I gotta drink something. No, I can't do the
motion.
Oh man, they're
Oh, you guys can take these off now.
That wasn't so bad. That was cool. Eileen, what do you think? Yeah, wet, huh?
Guys, you too. Everything? Hey, Eileen, you too.
Peter Jackson worked with an amazing team at What It Digital to create what you just experienced.
Now, guys, remember.
That it's based on. What It Digital has.
Remind me, we gotta go down below, and then The Simpsons, and then.
Avatar: Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and Avengers Endgame.
Oh.
One of the world's largest digital projection screens.
See, that's what they're using.
At over 180 feet long.
That's what they do on Fast and Furious also.
With a project like the studio tour, the audience is in the middle.
Aren't you glad you came now?
They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. They're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side. Working on a movie, we always know where the people are looking. They're looking straight ahead. They're looking at the shot that we're working on. Here, you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions. Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts because it's one giant shot. This tram is driving along through Skull Island.
Oh yeah, that last tram that you saw.
Represents the.
Those were them.
Screen is 10 meters away.
Oh yeah, look what happened to this tram. This part of the tram right here.
We're gonna park by Psycho House and Jaws.
No, there. That poor tram did not survive, did it, Eileen? That's what King Kong did to the last one.
Every fifth car added to our tram got pulled into the screen by a nasty T-Rex. Well, out here in Hollywood, we actually have a word for that.
T-Rex.
Anytime you see a car on screen, it's called a picture car.
Mm-hmm.
Some of our Universal picture cars have actually gone on to be more famous than the actors who drove them. Look out!
Ooh.
I mean, you want to see this bad boy up on your screens? The DeLorean from Back to the Future. Head to the Peterson Automotive Museum where they have it on display.
I want to get into that car. I wish I could.
Our picture car lineup is on your left-hand side.
Ooh. Chris.
We have the Magnum PI Ferrari. Now, that is a real Ferrari, but it does have a Volkswagen engine because that's actually one of the stunt vehicles. And look, guys, we have the original Prius. Prehistoric, that is. We've got some cars here from the Flintstones.
Sorry, Eileen.
And what's a Universal picture car lineup without a few cars from Fast and Furious? And my personal favorite here, the Gyrosphere from Jurassic World. Now, you may notice that our Gyrosphere has no glass on it, even though the one in the film does. But the truth is, guys, the Gyrosphere never had any glass on it.
Get ready.
That was all added in later in post-production using CGI, computer-generated imaging, for two reasons. One, the way the Gyrosphere moves is kind of on a mini roller coaster, and it wouldn't work very well if the whole thing was encased in glass. And two, as the name suggests, the Gyrosphere is in fact a sphere. So no matter what angle you shot at, you'd see the reflection of the camera. Now you guys are in for a treat. We are about to take you back to an island off the coast of Costa Rica.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Dinosaurs are in our DNA here at Universal Studios, so we always have some on hand just in case we need them. We do have a little dino display set up for you folks out here. Oh. Except there are no dinosaurs in these cages, guys. That's not good. Okay, nobody panic. Everything's fine. We're just going to pretend like that's completely normal and ignore it. Because that's healthy. Cool. Now we do our mobile lab here. This is built for the Lost World Jurassic Park. That's the second installment of the fridge. Oh no, guys. I think I found the dinosaurs.
What is this called?
Dilophosaurus.
It's fine.
I told you to get drenched.
Sorry about that, Eileen. Now I told you why, right?
I know.
Oh, he got moved here.
On film.
That's the one from the right. Oh, I remember this scene.
Now, this cliffside you see on your screens here is not actually a cliffside. It's actually a parking structure we passed by earlier on our tour. It's much safer to take our mobile lab over a 5-story parking garage rather than an actual cliffside. So that's exactly what we did. We are now entering our Old Mexico sets here. These sets are using Big Fat Liar with Frankie Muniz, Amanda Bynes, and Paul Giamatti.
That was funny, I'm sorry.
We do have some prep work going on here for a production in our next section of our Old Mexico sets. This section of our set was used as Peru in Indiana Jones' Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It's used in an episode of The Mentalist with Simon Baker.
They're not doing the one thing.
What thing?
It's also used in an episode of HBO's Westworld and The Three Amigos with Chevy Chase, Steve Martin, and Martin Short.
We'll find more.
But now we are leaving Old Mexico and heading to the Old West. As we round this corner here, we are officially leaving Old Mexico and entering the Western set.
Amity
On our
Island.
hand side, we have Denver Street. You'll be able to see our lovely steam engine in just a second. And on the left, we have 6 Points, Texas, where some of your favorite TV and movie westerns
Chris,
were filmed.
This is their
These
original
sets
one.
were also used as Australia and Disney Saving Mr. Banks with Colin Farrell. And they're used in an episode of
Island.
Castle.
Meet the original studio
They used it as a
before they
dude
built it
ranch
bigger.
for that show. And these sets can be seen in the upcoming Quentin Tarantino film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. They were out here filming last summer for a pretty long time, so I think it'll be pretty heavily featured in that film when it comes out. That stars Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. Our 6 Points Texas sets are named 6 Points because there used to be 6 streets that intersected out here. They each had their own saloon, sheriff's office, hotel, and restaurant. Because in the silent era of film, we could shoot 6 westerns at a time. Because we weren't worried about sound crossing over. In fact, we'd even invite audiences to come in and cheer for the good guys and boo for the bad. Our 6 Points Texas sets are some of the oldest sets we have out here on our lot, but they're also some of the newest because when Once Upon a Time in Hollywood came to film out here, they actually added a couple of buildings to these sets. Folks, we are approximately at the halfway point of the tour, so I do just want to remind you that the studio is private property. Should you drop something of value, like a cell phone or something off the side of the tram, don't panic. Everything's fine. Just reach up, grab that cord above your head. I will come back to help you out as soon as it is safe to do so, but please remain seated on the tram at all times. As we round this corner here, you'll see our beautiful Park Lake, and just beyond it, a few sound stages over there. Those sound stages were used for Jordan Peele's Us. No spoilers, but pretty much the last 20 minutes of that film were shot right in those sound stages. And we do have our beautiful Park Lake here. This is most famous for being the lagoon in Creature from the Black Lagoon. It was also used recently for an episode of Making It with Amy Poehler and Nick Offerman. And we are coming up to our Little Europe sets here, which are currently being used for The Good Place with Ted Danson and Kristen Bell. It's on your left-hand side as we round this corner here.
The original monster
Well, it is
movie
being used
era.
for The Good Place. These sets are actually most famous for our horror movies. Films like Dracula, Frankenstein, and The Invisible Man filmed in there. And we also have the set and mobile offices for Hallmark's Home and Family to the left as well.
Get ready. No
Right now
3D
we're
glasses,
heading
you'll know
inside
why.
of the sound stage. So this is stage 50.
Known
It was
for one
used
movie.
in this episode of Bones up on your screens.
You know the movie Earthquake? Meet the original stage. Where you see Beverly Hills Cop 3?
In his arms.
Meet the famous scene for that movie.
Yeah, we're about the human remains. You alright?
In this episode of Bones, this set was used as a DC Metro station. Right now, it looks like it's set up for San Francisco. All we have to do is switch out those signs and the maps on the walls, and we can be wherever we want to be. As long as wherever we want to be is inside of a subway station, because that never changes. Whoa. Alright guys, that was just a little earthquake tremor. Not a huge deal. Happens all the time. Okay. This might be more than a tremor. Oh no, guys. The roof is caving in. That is very not good. Yeah, okay, now would be a great time, I think, to go over some earthquake safety rules. Yeah? Okay, great. Now just remember, the most important thing to do whenever you are in an earthquake
Here it comes. Water.
Congratulations, everybody. This is my earthquake, the big one. Based on a disaster-built earthquake, which is very appropriately named. Those mechanical effects you just experienced were used in that episode of Bones I was telling you about, and this is how they looked on screen.
See? What'd you think?
What's going on?
Let's get out of here! The water main just broke!
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like we all deserve a little vacation after all that.
Yes.
We head to the nice New England town of Amity Islands. I hear it's a great beach spot. You know, except for that whole man-eating shark thing. Yeah, guys, it's fine. Don't worry about it. We caught the shark. We got him hanging up on our pier over here. We also have Police Officer George. He's in the water right now doing one final sweep of the lake. Just making sure everything's clear and safe. Oh, no. Guys, I think we caught the wrong shark.
Shark.
Officer George. Hi, there's a boat, like, right there.
Shark.
You're going to want to get in there. No, the opposite of that, actually. So just scream then. Okay, guys, yeah, he's super dead. It's okay, though. We're not. Please remain seated. Hold on to all your stuff. Everything's going to be fine, all right? We're just going to make our way across the pier here and hide. Totally what you do when you watch a shark eat a human. Cool. Now we do have some bait attached to that yellow barrel out there. If the shark takes the bait, we're good to go. Oh, we took the bait. Oh, and the whole pier. Oh, no.
Careful, Eileen, they're going to get wet.
No, it's not that. That will get wet up there.
I can feel that.
What do you think?
We're going to need a bigger tram.
Whoa.
Told you. Forget about that?
Yeah, I forgot.
Our shark works out here on the back lot most of the time, but while they were filming, it was actually kind of a pain. In fact, on the first day of filming, he sank straight to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean and decided to stay there for 2 weeks. So the production team lovingly nicknamed the film Flaws.
That's a much maligned shark.
Yeah, see?
It didn't really work all the time. It didn't work hardly at all.
See? The man who made Jurassic Park 2.
They were always saying, the shark is not working. Repeat, the shark is not working.
We just waited around. We just waited and waited and waited.
The shark worked well enough for a while there, and then it was all time. So I really owe the shark a lot.
Because the sharks didn't work all that well, Steven Spielberg had to do some quick thinking. So he went to his editor, Verna Fields, and together they came up with the brilliant idea of shooting from the shark's point of view instead of shooting the actual shark. This added a lot of suspense and terror to the film. And combined with John Williams' brilliant score, a monster was born, and Jaws became the world's first blockbuster hit film ever. Verna Fields won an Oscar for her work in editing on Jaws. She's the first woman to win an Oscar in that category. And Steven Spielberg was only about 26 when he directed it and relatively unknown. In fact, they had hired a different director to direct the film, but it became very clear after the first few meetings that that guy didn't know the difference between a shark and a whale. John Williams, to his credit, created an entire new genre of film scoring with Jaws called the neoclassical style. Out to the right, you'll see our chicken ranch. This was built for Dolly Parton's best little whorehouse in Texas. It's a great example of a fully practical set. That means you can film inside, outside, upstairs, and downstairs.
Oh yeah, the monsters is here too. In this area.
Just the fronts and sides of the building. Because sometimes we only need to build what the camera's going to see. Those facades were built for About a Boy with David Walton and Minnie Driver, where they turned our chicken ranch into 2 townhouses. And we are now turning into our Colonial Street, also known as Wisteria Lane from ABC's Desperate Housewives. Guys, this is a cul-de-sac. We're going in and out the same way.
There,
so if you want pictures of all the houses, take pictures out of one side, both ways. You'll get them all. Oh, this purple house here on the left-hand side was used as 1313 Mockingbird Lane from the Munsters. Right next door, this yellow and stone house was used in Harvey. And the one next to that, well, as we pass by here, it's the greenish-gray one with the red front door. I want you to look through those big windows in the front there. And you can see the entire San Fernando Valley through those windows. That's just a facade, guys. Just the fronts and sides of the building, because there's an endangered California oak tree growing right out of where the living room should be in that house. They couldn't move the tree, but they still wanted a house there, so they just built around it. And the way the tree's growing, it looks like it's in the backyard when you're looking at it from the front. So it works out fine. If you didn't want to use the interior of that house, so you had one of your main characters living in that house, you would build the entire interior inside of a soundstage. So anytime they walked in their front door, it would be out here on Colonial Street. But then when they continued on, that would be in a soundstage. And it's up to the editors to make it look like it's all filmed right out here. All right, where our tram is right now, a helicopter landed on this street in Wyham with Bryan Cranston and James Franco. It's supposed to be Christmas for that scene, so they have fake snow everywhere. Everyone's wearing coats, pretending they're really cold, except they filmed that scene in July in Los Angeles when it was 110 degrees. Yeah, that's where the real acting comes in. This green and stone house on the left-hand side was used in the 1990s remake of Leave It to Beaver. Also Flash's house in Ted 2, where they had that rockin' house party. The street's been used for some of your favorite classics, like Ronald Reagan's Bedtime for Monzo and Tom Hanks's The Burbs.
I heard Delta's the worst house on campus.
Now we have a bunch of different types of sets out here in our back lot. That is literally the entire purpose of having a back lot. But we also have areas like this here, wilderness areas. In fact, this road is nicknamed Wilderness Road, even though it is Steven Spielberg Drive. And we have this area here for a couple of reasons. One, of course, we can film in it. Hiking scenes, camping scenes, crime scenes, whatever. In fact, this area was used for Netflix's Bird Box with Sandra Bullock. But these also act as a very good natural sound barrier between our sets. See, we are very unique in that we are the only movie studio on top of a mountain. So sound travels really weirdly up here. Sometimes, though, our scripts require bigger sets and more than just dirt and trees. I can't think of a better example than the town of Whoville from Dr. Seuss's comic book, Christmas.
Oh yeah, the Grinch isn't the only
This is one of the biggest productions on our lot. Took up 11 sound stages and huge portions of our back lot. And these are the 3 remaining buildings we have left. They may look pretty sturdy, but they do have a wooden metal framing underneath, but they are mostly made out of styrofoam.
Got the cat.
On the film, the citizens of Whoville had to put up with a nasty Grinch. Out here on our back lot, however, they have an even worse neighbor. Yeah, they live next to Norman Bates. Folks, this is one of the most famous sets still standing in all of Hollywood. This is the Base Motel from Psycho 2. And up the hill, we'll get an up close and personal look at the Psycho house. Whoa.
Wait. Norman!
Okay, well, if you did want to check in, it looks like you can, because Norman's home, which is great. Oh, no. Kids, he is just helping her to her car. Yeah, she totally wants to be in the trunk. It's fine. Uh-oh.
Somebody was like, hi.
Ooh, crisis averted, everyone. I have heard rumors that Mother might be at home as well. If you're brave enough, take a look at the upstairs window of the Psycho House when we pass by. Alfred Hitchcock did receive a letter from a concerned parent saying that his daughter would no longer shower after seeing Psycho, and he asked for some advice. Alfred Hitchcock's advice was to have her dry cleaned. Super helpful.
There it is, the house.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
We are now entering the biggest set on our back.
Up there. There's the window.
This is the spectacular crash site from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision that Steven had.
He said, yeah, to sit down and talk about the War of the World. And I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep your eyes on me. That's it. Now, listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay?
Slowly.
Robbie, get in. Get in.
That is a real Boeing 747. It was purchased for $60,000 at an airplane graveyard, chopped up into those giant pieces and shipped over here for $200,000. Proving once again that it's always the shipping and handling that get you. That massive set took about 7 weeks to create. It was used for a couple days of filming, and it amounts to about 2 or 3 minutes in the final film. Kind of what you just saw.
There's real animals
screen.
out here.
Really?
Yeah, there was a deer crossing
Our beautiful
sign.
log cabin here. This is built for the great outdoors with John Candy. And just beyond it, that big blue wall and big cement basin over there is our Falls Lake area of our back lot. My personal favorite example of movie magic, because that can be literally wherever you want it to be. In fact, it was the Hudson River in Sully with Tom Hanks.
Evacuate.
They did build that plane in there, so the plane is real, the people are obviously real. Some of the water is real, and a couple of those rescue boats you're about to see are also real. Everything else on your screens is completely fake. You guys, computers are really cool. Everything on your screens right now is filmed right where that big blue wall is. How awesome is that? There's the world's largest freestanding green screen. Yes, I said green, and it's blue. I'm not colorblind, and I'm also correct. These are two colors that are interchangeable for green screen technology, also known as CGI, because they're two colors that don't show up in human skin tone. Folks, I didn't want to freak you out before, but we do have a very important special FBI witness aboard our tram, and we got to do everything in our power to keep them safe. So you know what we're going to do? That's right, we're going to hide. Don't worry, guys, everything's fine. I got my whole team in here. They'll take care of us. But we do have some rules inside of this building. First and foremost, please remain seated. Hold on to all your stuff. Secondly, no flash photography. A lot of the things we're about to see in here are created with light. And if you add light to them, they kind of disappear because that's how science works. Also, you really annoy your neighbors. All those 3D glasses you guys have, if you're wearing them right now, you look very silly. Guys, there is 0 screens in this room. Use your context clues. I will let you know when it is time to put those 3D glasses on, alright? So just hold on to them for a second. My friend Roman has a little bit more information to share with you guys.
Hey, yo! They just got here. Alright, I got it. Well, listen, hello, beautiful people, particularly you right there, missing the third.
That's curious.
How you doing? Good? My name is Roman Pierce. Pleased to meet you. My buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you with Shaw for a while. So we brought you in our secret spot. We're having a few friends over. It's a little messy, but it's all good. The more the merrier. Especially you right there in that third row. You know what I'm saying?
So you can see over there, it's Hobbs' urban assault vehicle. The best truck the U.S. government can buy. That work of art back over there is made by my man Tej. Think of it as like a Mona Lisa on wheels.
So did you break it down to him?
What's that?
You had one job to do, only one. All right, look, guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you, but to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here, so put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone can give us away.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Okay, pull into the next bay and we'll meet you in there.
So like I was saying, the third row, right? Representing
Does that mean I need your mind off?
It's a joke, Tyler. Eileen, we're just looking.
This is what we doing. This is the race day after party, and the where the other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move. Neil, that's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, let's back up a little bit. Got it. It's like me. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. How about you just clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss.
You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family protects you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of something.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back. Man, it was on vibrate.
Shaw traced us. I just can't hold it forever. Buddy, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle.
It's about to get real interesting.
When you went through this last time, did we?
All warmed up.
Yeah, we did.
Let's go. Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
Alright guys, Hobbs has taken us to a secure location. We're just gonna lay low for a bit. Now would be an excellent time to put on those 3D glasses.
Eileen, last time we came here, we never went through this. We never went through this last time we were here.
Really?
Yeah.
I did.
We didn't. Me and Norton. They did our thing.
Because at that time they didn't have it finished.
Wait, can we record? Wait, I thought it was finished.
Yeah, without the light. That's what I was doing. Just watch the stream.
Three, two, one.
This is Agent Novak with an FBI alert about individuals who are not authorized to be involved in the witness protection operation I'm heading up with my FBI team. Be on alert for Dominic Toretto, an ex-convict who has broken laws throughout the U.S. and around the world. Despite his checkered past, Toretto and his crew were recruited by Agent Luke Hobbs to assist U.S. diplomatic security missions and was granted a pardon for the crimes he committed.
Oh, that means something happened. The light broke down. I'm sorry, buddy. No, that wasn't right.
Racer and mechanic on Dom's crew. She's particularly vicious when protecting Dom. Her ordeals haven't bared her memory, but she always remembers two things. She's got Dom's back, and he has hers.
Just surprise you in the situation. Fast and Furious is being temperamental, so we're gonna go back around and try one more time. And I can see the big blue wall up close and personal. It's huge.
Oh my gosh, it is.
Pierce, another valued member of Dom's crew. He's an ex-con and a street racer who's into fast cars and beautiful women. Not necessarily in that order. Agent Hobbs is a tough and ruthless bounty hunter and special agent with the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service. You should ignore him. Hobbs has joined forces with Dom's crew to track down the criminal mastermind, Owen Shaw.
Guys, there's a coyote over there. It's so big and beautiful.
The person you should be most on your guard against is Owen Shaw, a vicious and unpredictable criminal mastermind. He was a major in British special ops.
Oh my gosh!
In a series of ruthless international crime heists.
He just went past the trees. Did you see him?
A coyote.
They just saw a coyote. He's down that way. He went down. Meaning he's gonna sleep under the cabin where there's not a lot of people around seeing him. This is, Chris, like I said, this is a wilderness mostly too. So like deer crossing, there's deers. As long as you leave them alone, they'll leave you. Oh yeah, I see what they're doing. They're gonna try again with us.
Look, this might be more serious than I thought. What just happened? This is a secure line. Who are you?
I'll tell you who I am, boy. I'm the reason bad guys use a nightlight. I'm the reason the boogeyman begs his mama to look under his bed. And I'm the reason you just lost control of this whole operation. My name is Special Agent Luke Hobbs of the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service. And as of 16.9 seconds ago, I'm the man in charge.
The hell you are?
Let me clue you in on two things, sweet cheeks. One, there's a high-value witness from the Federal Protection Program aboard your vehicle. And two, an international crime syndicate led by Owen Shaw is honing in on this vehicle to take that witness out. Shaw's as ruthless as they come, and he'll stop at nothing to eliminate his target. Every living soul on this vehicle is in serious danger. Other than that, enjoy the ride.
This is not your jurisdiction.
It is now, stink pickle.
I'm so tired of you stink guys stepping in. Just whatever you feel like.
Mute him.
Don't you?
That's better. We're moving your vehicle to a safe location until we have the situation under control. Until then, I want everybody to stay calm. Enjoy the ride. Taking care of business. Bob's out.
Now you guys have seen every Fast and Furious video that I have. How exciting! Now you guys know the drill. Please remain seated. Hold on to your stuff. Again, no flash photography. And hold on to those 3D glasses.
It's really cool, right? Yeah. At least they're taking us back through again. They're just trying to get it back up and running. Something really bad must happen to the whole. They have to do this again because.
Everybody out! The FBI! Not keeping off!
is our second time going through here. Just
This is what we're doing. This is the race day after party, and what else? Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move. Neil, that's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. Got it. It's lightweight.
First of all, I don't work for you. Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss.
You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate.
Shaw traced us. House can't hold him forever. Letty, Roman, we're out. Driver, move that vehicle.
It's about to get real interesting. Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door.
Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
All right, guys. Now would be an excellent time to put on those 3D glasses, everyone.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you all get fried!
This is our turn.
After them!
Okay, guys, it's showtime. Come on up. It's me that going to basketball. Roman, Letty, hook him up.
I got the ball by the horn!
Now we're moving.
Down, look out! You can be the witness to it when we come in the game. The witness is mine, Letty!
How about you eat asphalt?
Don't think you're getting away! Find them!
Way to go, Letty. Don't let another missile shot. Not gonna happen. Don't worry, I got this. Mama, don't shoot! Get on the bridge! Under construction! Everybody hold! Hit the nitrous! Ride and die!
That was even better.
Give it up
That's
for
the first time that
Super
happened. Oh my, yeah. I've never had that happen when I've gone on these. What'd you think, Chris? That doesn't work. No, but what'd you think? I like 451. Yeah. We're gonna hurry down to the ride. It's at 451.
You know, my Mona Lisa got messed up a little bit, but it's all good. We got through it. Y'all held us down. Appreciate it.
They say the bigger the family, the stronger it is. You guys did good out there. And you're welcome to join our crew anytime.
Now, unfortunately, we have reached the saddest part of the tour. The end. But first, let's give it up for
Okay,
our
now
driver,
it's the end.
Matt.
That was the end.
Yeah.
Different than
Thanks
last
so much
time.
for joining us today at the world famous Universal Studios
Right.
tour. To get wait time, show times, and up to the minute park information, download the Universal Studios Hollywood app to your smartphone. If you haven't yet checked out Waterworld, I highly recommend it. It's our #1 rated show in the park and features some of Hollywood's greatest stunt people. Right now, it is almost 5 o'clock. The next show of Waterworld is at 5:15. So if you go straight there, you can get it. It's also the last show, guys. Please keep in mind our park closes at 7 tonight. If you have any questions about movie stuff, theme park stuff, coyote stuff, I'll be hanging out to the side of the tram after you disembark. Come say hi. Please place those 3D glasses in the bins provided and watch your step as you exit the tram. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day here at Universal Studios Hollywood, the entertainment capital of LA.
What you say?